was asking questions. Rain was asking questions and I didn't know if other people. So these are I got everything all set here.
Okay.
So this is what I use. I got a little Phillips head screwdriver.
Small Phillips.
Yep. I got some small needle nose pliers.
Okay. I'm just going to make some notes.
Okay. Well, it'll be pretty evident when I show you how to do it.
Okay.
And then I have another thing. It's just like it's actually a busted tool, but it's just a small skinny probe.
Okay. Got it.
See what I got here?
Yep.
Okay. So, okay, I know you're going to do your Camaro. So I brought my 70 Camaro. And
I'm going to do the, I think it's the Porsche.
oh, the Porsche. Okay. Well, it's all the same.
Okay.
But so is that a car? Tell me about that car. Is it one that you bought from me?
Yeah.
What Porsche is it?
What is it?
Yeah, what Porsche is it? Is it 18K class?
No, it's a 14.
14? Oh, the little Porsche. Okay, I know, the Ninco Porsche.
Okay.
All right, so when I set them up, I set them up so that the body can shift in the corners.
Yeah.
So check before you take it apart, just see how much play you got in the chassis. And basically it's probably going to have, there's a place for 4 body screws. And I only I use diagonal. So I only use 1 on each side, opposite sides.
Yep.
Okay. So you can just take those 2 screws out. To take the body off, and that's going to have a tray interior, so the interior shouldn't be attached. So now you have access to your guide. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, so do you have your guide is good, but you're just going to put braids on it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So let me just show you one other thing, and I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera or not, but this is the slot car corner block that we use to set everything up.
Yeah.
And underneath it, it's got like a cutout.
Yep.
And this is really a depth gauge for your guide. So when you put your car in on the top of the plate, then you flip it over and you look at it. And if your guide is sticking down below the surface, it's probably going to be rubbing on the track. See, so this one has been modified. It's sticking up a little bit right here, but it's pretty close. And if this is a brand new guide, so if the new guide was fully engaged, I don't know, you can probably see it sticking it down quite a lot. And that would cause it to ride in the bottom of the groove, and it would be making all kinds of noise, and it won't act good at all. It'll be terrible. So this gauge tells you how much you should knock off of that. You just take a pencil, put a line on the side, cut it down, and you're good to go. So, but the guide that is in that car should be okay depth-wise.
Car, that's good. Yeah, I know it's good.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the braids in on this one because it's easier to show you, I think. And so did you buy some braid already?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the slot car corner, the long braid. And just to show you, you can also buy like pre-cut lengths. And these are available from Slot.it. But it's more economical to buy the long guide or the long braid.
I
So,
think it's
so
okay.
basically, all you're gonna do, you're gonna take your existing braids out, like your wires are in the guide like that. Oops, let me see. Your wires are in the guide. You're just gonna pull both of the wires out,
Mhm.
and then it's gonna expose, the braid is gonna be, the old braid's gonna be in here. Just pull them out with a pair of pliers, or you can pull them out with your fingers. So then you basically have a bare guide. There's nothing in it.
But when I'm going to do this, the guy is going to remain in the car, correct?
The guide, yeah, it's going to remain in the car.
Right.
And then, so I just doing this, I think it's easier to show you. So then all you got to do is see those holes. You're going to thread the braid from the top through the holes. Let me see if I can do it here. Okay. Let's see. So I'm coming from the top, and I'm just gonna, and I still have the whole roll. I haven't cut anything yet. So, and then all you do, can you see that?
Yeah.
Not too good. Oops. Okay, let me try this again. So you pull it through till you get it, a little bit like about even with the back of the guide blade. Okay. So that's the guide, the wire, and this. And you can, if it's too long, you can trim it later. Okay. So then I just put my finger on the bottom and hold it. Say again.
Approximately how long is that?
It's probably like 3/4 of an inch
Oh, okay.
on the bottom of the guide.
Yep.
Okay, so then on the top, I'm gonna bend this tight against the top of the guide. Okay. So basically, it's almost like making a Z bend, because it's gonna go, it's coming out the bottom, it goes through the guide, the width of the guide, and then I just bent it forward.
90.
Okay, and then I'm just going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm going to snip it against, I got to keep this in camera, snip it against the top of the guide. Okay,
Mhm.
and now I've got the guide blade with one braid installed.
Gotcha.
And so that's what the top of it looks like, with a little excess, it's like a little Z bend area that comes through. I don't think my light is great, but anyway, from there, I take this little proby thing, and I stick it in the hole where the little rivet's gonna go, and I just make an opening
Mhm.
so that you're not fighting all that braid to get the rivet in. So wiggle it around, and basically, I don't know if we can see that. See, it made like a little round indentation in the braid.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you got your wires are still installed in your car, and the wire is going to have this little tiny, I can't see here too good. It's like a little brass, like a rivet, and that's the retainer that keeps the wire engaged in the braid. Okay. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. So that's got this little brass rivet on the wire. You just bend it over the wire. This should already be done on your car.
Mhm.
But basically, that's what that looks like. And all it is a excess stripped wire comes through the bottom, bent over. And then what we're going to do is stuff that into the opening with the braid. So, as long as you do that thing with the little probe, it makes it pretty easy. It makes it pretty easy. And then all you got to do is take a screwdriver or something else, or the other end of the probe, and you just push it in so it's fully engaged.
Okay.
And so that's basically it. And then so you do the same for the other side.
Yeah.
And basically you're done. So then when you get it all done, it's going to look something like that. So these are the same braids from the slot car corner. And these are a little bit on the long side.
Yeah.
So you could trim them off if you want to shorten them up. But what I like to do is I take my pliers and, keep it in camera, hold the front edge of the braid with my finger, and then just grab the back of the braid and push it forward. And basically what it does is it separates the braid and it makes it wider. See how one is a lot wider than the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it also shortened it because it expanded it wider. So you lose the length. And then, so I'll do the same with the other one. And basically that's just going to give you, like on the tracks, there's varying, widths with the groove and, contact with the braid. So if you make it a little bit wider here by pushing it forward, you
That is
just
on
have a
the
better
end.
chance making contact with it on the braid on the track.
When you pinched it with the pliers, that expanded the bottom of it.
Yeah, I just pushed it forward. I
Gotcha.
held the front of the braid with my finger, and then I just took the pliers and kind of pushed it forward, and the braid expanded. Yeah. And so that's basically it. Then you just put your body back on and you're good to go. And so the other thing I just wanted to show you real quick, if you do have like a new car or a car that doesn't have a good deep guide, these Slotting Plus guides are like the package is $6.50. It comes two a pack. And it has, all the rivets and the retaining screw and everything else. So if you should buy any new cars, like for example, a Scalextric, the guide that comes with it is so shallow that, a logical upgrade that makes a big difference with keeping the car in the groove is to get one of these deep, they're called deep wood guides. In this case, Slotting Plus calls it a universal big PCS guide. big guide, PCS plastic, I guess. So that's basically it. So just give it a try, and if you have any questions, give me a call. But I mean, just to recap, you got the body off, and pull these wires out, rip off the old braid that's no good, that's all coming apart, and then you got a bare guide, and then you just feed your wire through the top, bend it over on the bottom, bend it over opposite direction on the top, so it's sort of like a Z bend. Cut it, put the probe in, put your rivet back in, and that will engage your wire. Do the same for the other side. Put the body on, good to go.